back in.
That hit the cymbal too.
That did.
That was a loud clap.
That was crazy. I mean, you guys didn't hear it or see it, but
no, I'm gonna put that in.
Are you putting that in?
I'll put it in.
All right.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Welcome. I am me and you are you and we are we and we are all together. I'm the Walrus.
Cuckoo cuckoo.
How you doing?
What is up, guys?
Welcome once again to Bacon is My Podcast.
Yes.
The podcast brought to you by GoYourAssOut.com, Wild
Yeah.
Bills, DrinkWildBills.com, Poddex, and our awesome friends at Patreon, our patrons that do so much for us. They keep the show free. If you're interested, go to patreon.com/baconismypodcast and see what it's all about.
Yeah. Another thing you can do.
Yeah.
While you're at patreon.com, you don't have to be a Patreon to do it, but you can vote for who wins this year's coveted
The BIMP Award.
BIMP Award. They are the Golden Gnome.
Yeah, someone's taking home a golden
They are
gnome.
prestigious award.
Very
Might be for Gile.
probably for Gile.
Yes. And so go ahead, vote for your favorite 7 questions, your favorite guest, and and check out the Patreon. Maybe we should put some stuff out, like let people see some of the things that we're doing on there.
Yeah, I think in the new year we should definitely release some of the stuff so that people can get an idea of what we're doing over there. Because it's a lot of fun over there. Extra shows, extra stuff.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So
But we got a fun one today.
Yeah.
We got singer-songwriter K4YLEE on
Yeah.
the show. And a little bit different for us, talking to someone who is kind of came up during the pandemic, right? And kind of started her career during it. So it's all online. It's everything is her and a producer. She's a writer. She's working with somebody. They're putting out these cool songs. She's doing her own videos, doing her own editing
herself.
And just good work ethic and really kind of kicking ass with it. So it's cool. It was fun to have her on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and it's cool like to talk to people because we the way we approach writing is the way we've approached writing for forever.
Right.
Even like when you started writing with me, you had like a culture shock with how I did things and stuff. But for me too, I'm just, she taught herself a little bit of piano so she could pluck out chords and stuff. But just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, if I don't know how to play an instrument per se, how does a song take shape? And
how do I get my idea across?
It's really cool to see, that's a thing.
Yeah.
like for me for a long time, until we started the show, we had like Weather Eye on and now K4YLEE. It was always so that never even crossed my mind.
Yeah, I would meet people that would talk about being songwriters, but would say that they don't play any instruments. And I always wondered about that. And even like famous bands that had just singers that didn't write.
Well, for me, in the back of my head, I was always like, well, they probably just like wait for the instrumental and just go.
Right. And that's what I thought too. And so I was like, okay, so they're getting this music from somewhere first, and then they're either going through their journals and finding something that works with it. Or they're writing to it. Not like I'm writing with an idea of the music I want in my head, and then I have to figure out how to communicate that to a musician without entirely being able to speak that language.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating to me, and it's interesting to me. And it speaks volumes to her communication skills as an artist.
Hell yeah.
And it also honestly speaks volumes to her producer's skills as a musician to be able to kind of like hear it and understand it, because she's also very on top of how she wants things to look and sound and be.
Yeah.
She's not just like hey, here's my words, put a song to it.
Right.
She's like, I'm going to sit in the chair.
This should sound like this, and this.
Which is cool. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Super
Really cool.
interesting.
So yeah, she's very cool. She works at a Mexican restaurant. We learn a little bit about that.
Yeah, we talk tacos.
Yeah.
And,
Love tacos.
And
so how could this episode be bad?
Yeah, exactly. There's tacos.
There's tacos.
Yeah. So you guys should check it out. We talk about tacos at the end, so definitely wait around for that.
Yeah, just hang out.
Yeah, hang out for that.
Just wait for it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna start.
Yeah.
Right. You could do this one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He's not gonna let me.
Go ahead.
Now?
No. Now.
God damn it.
All right, Jimsy. You think grilling season is over?
Almost, right? Or
No.
No.
Grilling season is never over because of
Okay.
a new sponsor of ours.
Ooh, what is it?
GrillYourAssOff.com.
I love the name already.
Yeah. It's a veteran-owned company that sells spices, barbecue sauces, cool swag, even cookbooks.
Oh, you know what? You sent me a link to that. I checked it out. That was awesome. They had some cool recipes right on their site. That was pretty awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's for free. But now that they're a sponsor, they've decided that if you use the promo code BACON, you get 10% off your order.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'm definitely ordering some spices. They had a couple that looked really killer.
Yeah, and it's really, there's so many different selections that there's really a spice for everybody. The guys that are like heat heads, and even the people that just want something subtle, delicious, sweet, whatever it is, they've got something for everybody.
Awesome. Did we order any? Did we have any coming?
We've got some coming.
Nice.
And we're going to do some tasting episodes over on the Patreon.
Awesome. So
With
stick
a little bit
around.
of grill your ass off stuff.
Stick around, everyone, because once we get those in, we're going to taste them, we're going to go through them, and then we're going to let you know what we think, and maybe give you some choices that we would kind of go for.
So once again, head over to grillyourassoff.com, use that promo code BACON, and get 10% off.
Sweet.
Hey, I'm Christina Chris of Kaleido, and you're consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
Okay,
Cool.
so that's it.
That was fun.
That'll come out. And now you know what you're in for.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is kind of how the rest of it goes.
Cool.
Yeah, this is how we run
It's
this.
fun.
You'll definitely get. We'll definitely talk about music. We'll talk about your music. We'll talk about where they can find you, all that kind of stuff. But we might get into tangents on whatever it is you feel like
Yeah.
talking about. It's really like an open platform. So
Yeah, I
wherever it
watched a
goes,
lot
it
of your-
goes.
Episodes. I love you guys now.
Oh,
I
cool.
feel like I
Thank
know
you.
y'all already.
Awesome.
So I came in
awesome.
here, I was like, heck yeah.
Sweet. Thank you.
Very cool. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
All right. So you ready for jump into the show?
I'm ready. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Hi again. We're here another Monday, or
Yeah.
whatever day you listen to this or watch this. You know, sometimes I know podcasts come out on Monday, but you don't get to it until Wednesday.
Yeah, it could be a Thursday right now.
It could be. It could be. Or it could be 2 months from the day that we released it. You never know.
That could also happen.
But what I can tell you most definitely is we are here with K4YLEE, who's the second K4YLEE
Yes.
on this show. And I pronounced her name right.
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
you have successfully pronounced her name every single time up until this point, and you're on a roll.
Yes, I am. I am. This year of the podcast, I want to try and do better.
All right.
I want to sound less dumb.
It's it's
New
important
year,
for
new
us
you.
to always reach for the stars, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's good.
Knowing how to pronounce your guest's name is one of them.
Yeah, I have zero goals.
Yeah. Yeah. But speaking of
K4YLEE,
goals,
how you doing?
K4YLEE, what's going on?
I'm doing great. So happy
Welcome.
to be here.
Welcome to Bacon is My Podcast.
Thank you.
And so now we're here, and you have released, and by the time this comes out, you will have released Faded Memory,
Yes.
which is awesome.
Thanks.
When we were gonna book you, I got the cover art, and I'm just
Mhm.
like, okay, like I was like, okay, what am I in store for?
Right.
And I'm thinking, singer songwriter kind of
Uh-huh.
acoustic guitar shit. And no,
Nope.
nope, not at all.
all.
Not at all. Because it's like, the fancy lettering and the butterflies, and then
Yeah.
it's just like sweet. Low tune
Sweet.
guitars,
Yep.
distortion. I'm happy. I'm happy. So congratulations on the new single.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's so funny
awesome.
because somebody else asked me, like, why is the cover art so like cutesy and so pretty? And the song is like, no. I feel like I just wanted it to balance out because the song's pretty deep if you listen to it. It's just about like heartbreak. But I just kind of wanted to level it out with like a really nice cover art. And then my music video is just an animated Sailor Moon just singing in the clouds. I just wanted to give it some lightheartedness.
Yeah,
Which is awesome.
that's awesome. That's something that and it's funny too because I'm in a heavier band, and when you see us, like me, just in general, I am so not what I write about. Like,
Right.
and same with you. Like, he sings like the happiest sad songs
Yeah,
ever.
happy sounding
Yeah.
sad songs is
And-
one thing.
And so I think it's really cool for people to kind of see that yin and yang of you.
That's a
And,
good way
you
to put it. Like, you're not who your songs sound like, but like your songs are kind of like an extension of you. But if
Right.
you met like you guys, or if you met me, we're just normal, happy-go-lucky people. But our
Right.
Well, I think it's because if we didn't write those songs and get that out, we would not be happy-go-lucky people.
True.
I'm
Yes,
able
yeah.
to remain tolerable to some
It's like
because
therapy.
I can
Yeah.
get everything out. Otherwise, I would be impossible to deal with.
Mhm.
Yeah. I agree. So yeah, it's really cool. And where are you coming to us from?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge,
Baton
Louisiana.
Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
I love Louisiana. I have
You
not
guys
been to
been here
Baton
before?
Rouge.
Ah.
I've been to New Orleans. Nolans.
Nolans.
I've been there a
Nolans,
few
baby.
times.
For did you go to see the Saints? Or was it-
No. It was actually medical conferences that I ran
Oh.
AV for and
Mhm.
stuff, but
Ooh, that
still got to
sounds smart.
party a bit.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. But I love the food. The food is like
Yeah.
The medical conferences are smart. What we do is not.
no. He
I
Fair.
pick heavy things up and put them down and run cables and gaff tape things down to the floor.
Yeah.
He does all like the smart things.
I just
That's
do the
glamorous.
drinking.
But it's this. It's
Yeah.
He zooms in and zooms out.
Yes, yeah.
Make
I
sure
run-
lights
then-
are on.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I make sure the clicker has batteries and
Mhm.
we're all good. But yeah, the food there. If I lived in Louisiana, I'd be so much fatter than I am.
Yeah, Cajun food. I haven't been to Louisiana. I want to go so badly. I want to go for Jazz Fest. I want to
Yeah.
go. I just want to go on airboats. I want to go. I want to go experience voodoo. I want everything. I want everything about it, but mostly a lot of the food.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not one for spicy food, and I get made fun of it all the time because I live here. But because like everything is just so flavorful and like so many
Right.
spices, but I get the mild. I get the mild stuff.
Well, yeah.
You know.
Well,
I find it's not even just like the spiciness stuff. It's like a lot of the stuff is just complex flavors. Like you eat something and you're like, okay, and then you go and you keep going and it's like, oh, that's different, and just keep cruising.
There's more there.
Everybody
And,
is different from the last.
And it's so good. It's like the best comfort food ever. Always.
I would agree.
Nice. Now you moved there from Texas, correct?
Yes. I did.
How old were you when you moved? Was that like when you were young, or was it later on?
I was 14 when I moved here. So I
Okay,
started like a brand new high school. And like at that age, it's like super weird moving to a new place and like new
Oh, yeah.
people and new kids. And kids are like not nice at that age
No,
when you're like
Yeah.
going into high school. So
junior high and high school, kids are awful.
yeah.
Yeah. I moved when I was like 12, so going into junior high, and it was kind of like a similar,
Yeah.
similar thing. Was it a big like culture shock as well, going from Texas to Baton Rouge?
Yeah, it was because I lived in Houston and it was like a big city, you know, everything's going on every weekend, a lot of different like cultures, so many different like artsy things. And then Baton Rouge, it's just like a college town. And it's like everyone who's been here has been here for like their whole lives and their families and generations of their families have lived here. And I went to an all-girls private school coming here. So it was just like, I was in public school in Texas and now I'm in like a Catholic school here. So it was like, what am I getting into? But it's funny because I think Louisiana's schools are like 50th ranked in the like state. They're like not too good, but you know, you got to make do. But
well, you turned out all right.
Turned out okay.
You're a writer. You write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You journal. You create things.
I did. Yeah. So I got through a lot of my hardships by just having a journal around.
Commercial break.
What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. And before we get into this week, if one episode just isn't enough for you and you need a little bit more Bacon is My Podcast, head on over to patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast. Over there, you will get access to monthly live streams, discounts on merch, early and commercial-free access to Bacon is My Podcast episodes. Some of them are even extended surprise giveaways, additional shows, including Tasting is My Passion, and, of course, Cooking with Bacon is My Passion. And oh yeah, you get a crap ton of music. That's right, all of Jimmy and Mike's bands, previous, current, whatever it is, you'll get access to that music, demos, and much, much more. Just head on over to patreon.com/Bacon is My Podcast and learn what the hoopla is all about.
This is Sam
and Kristen
from Conquer Divide, and you're consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
Now, yeah, I heard you in another interview talk about how you would call yourself a writer first, and then that led into becoming a songwriter later because, like as often does, you write poetry and then you start getting things that rhyme, and then you start having little melodies and things like that. So, like, when did that happen for you? I know that you did, like, you had an old YouTube channel with all kinds of like cover songs and stuff like that, like years and years and years, like when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And then you kind of stopped for a while and came back to it. I'm sure you were writing that whole time. What kind of transitioned you into like hey, this is a song? Like what does that for you when you're writing something?
I used to write a lot when I was a kid. Like I would do little like short stories or like make little books on my laptop and whatever. And then after high school, I didn't have that many friends. So I kind of got like shut out and closed off to myself. So I was writing a lot then. And I went into college and I was like, what am I doing here? Like, I don't want to work like a day job my whole entire life. So I dropped out of college and I went back to writing after I had like the most like heaviest year. I was dealing with a lot of mental health stuff. And then I would write little poems. And one day I was writing this poem and I started like singing a melody along to it. And then like 10 minutes later, it turned into my first single, Lies. And after that, I was like, I really like doing this. I feel like I need to get this out somewhere. So after that, I found my producer who I worked with on every song up until now. His name's Jordan Scott, and him and I just started working together with my music. And ever since then, it's been like, I want to do music as my career. And I'm like 100% certain that nothing is going to get in the way of that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I just recently had that conversation again, and I'm old as fuck. So you got,
late.
Yeah. I mean, nah, I'm not that.
You're not that old.
I'm kind of old, but not that
You're
old.
not that old.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the beauty of especially music right now, is that like maybe in the past there was somewhat of an age, you could age out of it depending on what style you were in and things like that. But more and more now, it's just kind of like, hey, if you connect with people and you put something out and people are feeling it and you can build your fan base and you can, consistently put out good stuff, you can create something for yourself.
I mean, I know Mod Sun and like Travis Barker, they're like in their late 30s, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And Mod Sun just got his big break with Flames, and he's doing awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's never too late, buddy.
It's never too late. Well, I also like this too. This is a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, this turned in. This was our how do we deal with not playing live shows during COVID.
We did this.
Podcast together.
And look at what it's become.
And see, look at that. We're in a year.
Yeah. Well, past a year.
Past a
Cheers to
year.
that.
Year and year too.
So speaking of like live shows, like do you have aspirations to put together a band and do live shows and do that kind of stuff? Or are you looking more towards like, hey, I'm really gonna throw everything at like trying to reach people all over the country, all over the world online and see where that goes? Because there's no right or wrong way to do things, but a lot of people try and spread those things out, you know? So what's your feelings on that? Have you done live shows with your new material?
No, I have not. And that's what I'm basically working towards, getting a band together. And it's hard if you haven't been here your whole life and know people who know people who know people and everything.
Right.
But things are in the works, luckily now. But that's a good way to say it. Like, if you're on social media, you basically can get to anybody in the world. And that's what I like to do. I'm active on TikTok a lot, and I've met a lot of new friends and people who like my music through TikTok and through meeting people online. So that's been a lot of fun. And, but yeah, I'm really excited to play live. I feel like once I'm on like a live stage, that's going to be like my Joker origin story. Like once I'm like on the stage, like feeling all the attention, it's just going to be like, there's no stopping me.
I cannot disagree with you. You know what I mean? I think you're probably spot on there. Do you think that not having that aspect up till this point has helped you be more creative in the production side of things because you've thrown yourself in that? Or do you think it's been a hindrance in any way because you don't get the immediate feedback of playing a song in front of a crowd?
Yeah, well, like you said, you can put out your song and then you immediately get feedback from like tons of people on like TikTok or social media. But I would love to, see how like a crowd responds to it, or like, because I know my first show is probably going to be in front of my friends like in Baton Rouge, and like I can't wait for them to see how I am live or hear the songs live for the first time. But yeah, it is like a good thing that I get to just focus on creating and working on music right now. But yeah, I'm ready to play live.
I think that's like a really cool way to approach it too. And like, since the pandemic, I haven't played a live show, and I haven't even looked to play a live show.
Right.
I mean, but it's almost like doing it this way, where you're approaching the social media and releasing music and stuff like that. It almost kind of it in some ways kind of tests the demographic. So you're like, okay, so I'm getting more popular in this area. Maybe I should focus more on that. Or
maybe that's where my first show should be.
Right, exactly. That kind of stuff. I feel like that's one of the cool ways to like that I'm starting to approach it now, where it's not like, okay, I'm just going to grind and I'm going to play in the same 100-mile radius.
Right.
Every 3 weeks or every 2 weeks or every week or whatever it was, like I did that. I don't get me wrong. I did it, but I feel like it's a new way to like expose your product to different people and then kind of almost like a market research kind of thing. And it's like a song is the commercial. If there's enough demand, then we will bring this here. And I think that's a cool way to.
A touring band is just t-shirt salesman.
Right.
That's what you are. You're like, I have 15 3-minute commercials I'm going to play tonight. Meet me at the merch table and buy yourself
get out of here.
Get yourself a t-shirt and get yourself a sticker, and because the music's all free.
Yeah, basically.
So that's I've learned that. I think the one thing about the pandemic that like if you have something that's negative, positives come out of it. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
There's that duality of existence for everything. So the positive thing was like getting to do that. Like you're going to get artists like K4YLEE that are going to thrive because they're going to have already kind of started positioning themselves and learning that side of things. And when everybody loses that aspect of a live performance, you're already on top of the other side of things.
Right.
And then when the live performance comes back in, you've had all this time to figure out how you're going to present it.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of new artists are getting their start just blowing up or having a viral video. And then that's like the start of their career.
Yeah.
It's crazy how social media has changed, like the music industry as a whole.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, like 10 years ago, maybe longer than that, 15 years ago, it was not this accessible. Yeah. Everything was not this accessible. Like, being able to drop $200 or $300 on a recording rig and then just being able to do it. And then like a Billie Eilish doing her brother's MacBook and her creating this crazy record,
making a masterpiece.
Yeah,
like
literally.
It's a way different time. It's a way different time. I envy you guys that are younger. that like get to do this now.
Like you're like a Scooby-Doo villain. How did you get all of this?
Scooby-Doo villain.
It's the birthday, man.
He just had a birthday. That's what it is.
He's changed.
He's looking at his mortality.
Yeah. There's only so much time left. No, you know what? I had a friend over last night, and we were talking, and he was like, "Yeah, it's your birthday. You're 37 now." He's just, that's one more year closer to. And I was like, "Finish it, finish it." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "You just said something. Finish the fucking sentence, buddy." Well, no, I was just saying. I was like, "Closer to death." Just say closer to death. Stop being a dick.
But isn't that every year?
Right.
If you're 2, you're a year closer to death than you were when you were 1.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it just resonated with me. Thanks, Steve. You big jerk.
Morbid toddlers.
Right.
Hey, you know,
he was trying to celebrate with me, and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna die."
Sometimes you got to talk about the darkness.
I guess so.
Talk about the darkness of the mortality of 2-year-olds.
Yeah. That's awful. That's awful.
We're all good. It's the same for everybody.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. Time is a construct. You didn't age. We invented it. We were like, here's what this means. And someone went, yeah. How do we know that person that invented it wasn't an asshole?
They probably were.
We don't even know. It was like so long ago. They were like, oh, the sun went down, sun went up. That's one.
That's one.
Oh my God.
Not a minute,
and
not everybody, an hour, just one.
Yeah, everybody just went, yeah, we'll go with that guy.
Yeah, there you go.
Screw that guy.
That's unbelievable.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, so we just played the fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw our new sponsor next to us at the fair.
Right.
Any of you that have ever been to festivals, one of the coolest spots to go to is that spot that's selling you sodas with the copper mugs.
Oh, they're the best.
Wild Bill's, dude.
Yes. And you don't just have to go to a fair to get their stuff anymore. You can go to drinkwildbills.com and they'll send it right to your house.
They sent that ginormous box to us.
Huge box of stuff, and it made me realize that Wild Bill's isn't just soda.
Yeah, I thought it was at first, but man, the jerky and
nuts and coffee.
Oh man, snack foods, coffee, everything.
And if you go there now, drinkwildbills.com, use the promo code BACON, of course, and you get 10% off.
Oh, dude, check it out. Stick with us because we're going to be letting you know how that coffee tastes. We're going to be doing some tasting episodes on literally everything in the box.
Yes.
So stick with us. But, dude, you've had it. You've been at fairs. I've bought it. I bought that mug. It's awesome. I love it.
And now, again, we're heading into the winter months. It's going to get a little colder. No more fairs. Just have it delivered right to your door.
Drinkwildbills.com.
Yeah.
Easy for me to say. Once. Check it out. Promo code BACON.
This is Luna Gray, and you've been consuming Bacon is My Podcast.
So
let's jump back in.
I want to just jump back into this because
sometimes we do this.
Because you want to talking about death. It's awful. So something that I've always wondered is because, I mean, the way I record and write, I just do everything. But we've had bands on, we've like, you know, artists like yourself, we had like Weather Eye on, where it's singers and they don't necessarily play an instrument, but they're able to write these songs.
Right.
And I just wanted to know, how do you get into that process? How does that come about? Do you like, for me, it's weird because sometimes people don't like understand it, but I hear a song, like I'll just hear it and then I'll go, okay, I need to do something to remember it. And then I act it out, but it's not as easy for, like, you don't play an instrument. So how do you do that? How does that come about for you?
Well, I don't play any instruments, but I do have a piano and I can play some chords by ear. So sometimes I'll just be on the piano, like picking out chords that sound nice and then build off of it. But other times I'll have a melody in mind and then I'll have to just play like a little demo and send it to my producer. And then sometimes I'll ask my producer to make, you know, an instrumental based off of A, B, and C, you know, like a vibe or like something that I'm wanting to create, and then he'll do it. But my producer is like my instrumentalist, but like I have a little keyboard that I do my little demos on.
Nice.
And that's
keyboard
basically
bass
how-
lines. Keyboard bass lines you can do a whole album on those.
Oh yeah. We talked
long
about
as-
Billie Eilish.
As long as you can do melodies. Yeah, as long as you can do melodies, absolutely.
Yeah, because I was just, you know, Weather Eye too. They were just like, yeah, you know. Well, I know one of the guys farts around on guitar a little bit, but
Right.
he's just basically like, yeah, we just kind of come up with an idea and then we send it to our producer. And I'm like, yeah, but how does it translate? Like, how does it do that?
I agree with you. It's interesting. I always find it interesting to talk to somebody that is primarily a singer and lyricist that, you know, like plays a little of something, but doesn't like think in terms of, okay, I can put this music down. I can do this. Because I always, like, I came up as a guitar player first.
Same here.
And then started singing because like singers are nightmares to deal with. So I was like, I'm going to be that nightmare. I will be the nightmare.
Yeah, we were basically forced into being singers.
Exactly. So. But then I've always thought to myself, like, oh, wow, this would be a lot harder if I couldn't accompany myself, you know, somehow.
Yeah.
You know, and then that translated to like, oh, I can go to a open mic and play an acoustic and sing my song for people and get feedback that way and stuff. But then you can also, you look at GarageBand and you look at different recording software that you can build loops and you can build all these things and you can allow yourself to create things that I could create things that I can't play.
Yeah.
You know, that also can throw in ideas and stuff. But it's just interesting to me to talk to somebody that didn't come from it from that aspect first.
Yeah.
That just came from it from writer first, and then like, hey, I have a melody, and hey, I figured this out on piano, and hey, I self-taught myself a couple chords and is able to do that, and then actually communicate it to someone and have them understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because along the way, I'll have to like, he'll tell me like, well, what tempo do you want it? And then I'll have to like pick the tempo and stuff like that makes it easier for him to get like my vision. But yeah, it seems a little backwards, but it works out.
No, it's definitely not backwards.
Yeah, definitely not backwards.
I
Like I
mean,
said, there's no wrong. It's just interesting because it's not the way that I learned to do it.
Yeah.
So I like to put myself, I like to talk to people that do things different than me so I can kind of figure out that way, because maybe I'll try and write a song that way so I can, you know, like figure it out too. Just because I always want to learn a new way to do something, and diving into other people's mindsets is fun.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, like especially in bands and stuff, will come up with an instrumental first, and then we'll be like, okay, I'm going to take this home and I'm going to write to it.
Right.
As opposed to, I've got a melody.
Yeah.
And this is how that's going to lead the song.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the song is going to go. And I think that's pretty cool. I've tried it a bunch of times. It's done okay. It's done okay.
You got some good stuff. I've been on the side where I've worked with a singer, and the singer's given me lyrics and been like, here's the melody, here's like the feel I want. And I've felt like, oh shit, how do I I hope that I know what that feel is. 'Cause I hope I'm getting there. But it's cool. It's interesting to work at it that way. I've just never been the one to give someone lyrics and be like, here you go.
Yeah.
I got to do, I'll hand you like some lyrics someday and I'll be like, here you go, man.
Okay.
Come back to me with something.
Challenge accepted.
Come back to me with something.
As long as it's in pencil, I'll be fine.
Yes.
So like again, you're in this new way of doing things with, you know, a lot of social media stuff and whatnot, and you have a bunch of videos out. So
which you edit.
I do.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome. Which is I edit video too.
Yeah, me too.
It is also not awesome.
Oh.
Nope.
But it's awesome at the end. The process.
The final product is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what made you like say, okay, these songs need visual accompaniment too? Like it's really important to me to have that done.
Well, before I started putting out music and everything, I used to do my own research on like how to release a single or 30-day plan for a single release. And I've just learned that everything works better if you have a visual component with it. So I was like, I mean, I don't have like $1,000 to spend on a music video. So I took my mom out to downtown and we just filmed a video in like a few days. And like, you know, to save money, I'm the editor as well. So
yeah.
It's fun because like I get to have control of what I want to do and like my outfit and where we film. And, you know, you can make a lot look cool with some filters and, you know,
Absolutely.
the contrast at 13 and the highlights at, you know, so it's fun when you get to like think of it as your own and you're making it like something to match the sound. It's fun.
Do you ever write with a video in mind?
Ooh, no, but that would be cool to think of like, how do I want the video to look?
Right.
But no, I haven't. No.
Because I know
guys?
he's definitely like
Yeah.
talked to me about like the song that he's writing and he's like, okay, so this is how the video would look.
Oh,
Yeah, sometimes I'll find when I'm writing, I'll write something because I'll rewrite one line in a song 100 times to have the right mental picture, and then I'll think of like, oh, well, how would that look if I shot that, and what would that be, and or the mood of the song will take me into a thing, and sometimes, like I just recently wrote a song, and I'm recording it now, and the whole vibe of the song and like the lyrics of the song and everything has this very like tension building feel of like losing your mind kind of.
Ooh.
And so as I'm recording it, as I'm finding sounds and as I'm planning on how to make the vocal sound and everything, I'm thinking like, okay, how would I sing this if I was in a straitjacket? How would this look on screen if I was doing this? And how would the vibe of this happen? And trying to combine all those things to make almost like a, you know, the one thing we don't get when someone just listens to your music, which you have an excellent point about bringing up the visual component, that's not there if someone's just listening. So how do you create it?
A movie in a song.
Yeah, to where when they're hearing it, they're thinking in certain terms, and you still can kind of control not exactly what they're seeing in their mind, but the feel of it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's interesting to me
You gotta
too.
be real creative, yeah.
So see, now you're gonna do that without even thinking about it. You're gonna be writing and you're gonna be like,
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I'm gonna
like,
credit
huh.
Mike and Jimmy.
Sweet.
No credit necessary. I just can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So another thing that I wanted to ask, because the way you spell your name is K4YLEE.
Mhm.
It's obviously not on your birth certificate. I mean, but
well, it can
but,
be. You know,
so how did you? So your real name is still K4YLEE.
Yes.
But how did you adopt that particular spelling? And then like, has this become like an alter ego or an extension of yourself? Because you obviously used writing to get through some tough shit. So like, do you use this as your like, hey, this is what's Sasha Fierce?
Right.
Yeah. I would say so. I mean, like, as an artist, you want to have an image and you want to have something that is an extension of you and as like authentic as possible to yourself, but you want it to be, you know, an alter ego and something that looks cool. But I remember my friend and I were just kind of like, what could be like eye-catching and like what's like trendy, like numbers in the name, and like K4YLEE with the 4 just popped up, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. And of course, like it had to be all capital letters because, you know, I'm just loud. So I would say that, yeah, I feel like K4YLEE, K4YLEE is just me on steroids. Like it's just me who I've always wanted to be as a kid. So I just wanted to create that vision of myself with a name that, you know, it's not on my birth certificate, but I would love it to be on my birth certificate. So it's just me, you know, hyped up.
Just crank to 11.
Just crank to 11.
Volume all the way up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
That's awesome. That's where the best character comes from.
Yeah. Yeah. And that, again, like once you hit the stage, it'll probably take more shape once you hit a stage.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you start doing like specific for albums photo shoots and band photo shoots, and you'll probably you're a control appreciative person, so I can see you styling your band and making sure everything has a certain look and a certain feel to it. I'm sure at some point in your life someone will be like, am I talking to K4YLEE or am I talking to K4YLEE with a 4 right now?
You'll never know.
And you'll have to make that decision sometimes.
That's I deal with that all the time with you.
Yeah.
Am I talking to Jimmy?
Right.
Or Jimmy G?
That's true.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Volume turns up with whiskey.
Yeah.
With whiskey. As it should.
So we have butterflies on our cover, and you have a butterfly tattoo.
I do. It's my first tattoo and my only tattoo right now, but I love butterflies. I have like a butterfly necklace on, and I have butterfly rings, and I have butterfly earrings.
I know you love the "Happiness is a Butterfly" phrase and the song, Lana Del Rey song.
Yeah.
What is it that, like, when was the first time that you were just like, yo, butterflies are the shit? Yeah. Like, at what point do you remember that? Was that like a thing?
It's so funny because like after I got the tattoo, my mom was like, this is because this is my fault, because in my nursery when I was a kid, I used to have like insects in my nursery and butterflies and like all that kind of stuff. So I guess it's been a part of my life for a while, but I just love the metaphor. Like you said, I like happiness as a butterfly just because, you know, I think we all struggle with dealing with trying to chase happiness at some point. And if we try to chase it and if we try to run after it, it's not going to stay and it's not going to be meaningful. But once we just sit and enjoy life, it's going to come and stay. So I just love that metaphor. And of course, you know, butterflies are really pretty also. So.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Well, yeah.
You should show her your butterfly tattoo.
You have a butterfly tattoo?
I don't have a butterfly tattoo.
I
have a lot of tattoos, but I don't have a butterfly.
Yeah.
Oh.
I do have flowers.
Ooh.
I have flowers and a lot of superheroes.
Yeah. You had a cold tattoo.
I did not have a cold tattoo.
You did.
But
I have a Breaking Benjamin one.
You do have a Breaking Benjamin.
Really?
That's embarrassing. Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, they were good at one point.
Yeah, that was on purpose that you did that.
I heard, you know that rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine? His favorite band is Breaking Benjamin.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
One of my favorite bands at one time was Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
Until they weren't.
Well, you know, that happens with
they just dove off. Oh, well.
First record's really good.
Second, third,
second record's
fourth? Good. Then he fired everybody, and then just saying.
So I also listened to another interview. I really only found, like, I haven't found many interviews with you, so I had to kind of like mine from that one. But there was also something about like how one of the things that kind of turned you away from doing more music online and things like that in the past was a lot of the negativity online and stuff. And you know, and you do write songs that deal with a lot of topics that are emotional and a lot of definitely some mental health stuff in there, and a lot of things that are directly affected by social media at times. As someone that at one point that kind of turned you off from the whole thing, how do you deal with it now, getting back into it? And like, how do you kind of like ignore that, or are you able to?
Yeah, I feel like as a kid, you're just so prone to everybody else's opinion. And I didn't have any siblings or anything. So it was just like, I was always on YouTube and always on my phone. And like, once I started posting videos, I was just always like checking the comments, and then I'd see like negative stuff. And I was just so off put by it, because as a kid, you just like soak everything up. And if someone tells you something, you want to believe it. But as I got older, I just became more independent, and I just became more aware of the fact that my opinion is the only one that matters, really. And if I want to do music and if I want to be in this business, then that's how I have to think. And luckily, I haven't seen much negativity at all since I started putting out music. Awesome. But I know once that happens, it's not going to faze me, because this is like, there's nothing else that I would rather be doing than music.
Yeah,
that's awesome. What do you credit to like gaining that strength? Was
I would say
just a matter of things you went through, or is it just a matter of just kind of growing up a little bit, or was there a certain thing where you were like, did you have like a fuck this moment? And
there's been a lot of fuck this moments, but I feel like once I moved from Houston to Louisiana, it was just such a big change. And like, I lost all my friends that I've known just, out of the blue. So I just had to become independent, and I spent a lot of time by myself and just learning about myself. And I would say that like I matured quicker than a lot of other kids. And I just learned how to be happy with being by myself. And I feel like that's all that really matters. And I'm happy, because sometimes it's like thinking about growing up and like not having any siblings around, or like not having as a big, like huge friend group. But I was happy to always be by myself, and like I would write a lot, and I would do stuff, that I could do by myself. And that's probably why I'm so happy being independent right now and choosing a career path that's not normally chosen.
Right. It forces you to be creative.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, right now we have to pay some bills.
Okay. Yes.
So we have a sponsor called Poddex.
Yes.
And what they are is they're little helpers they're like the little elves that hop out in the middle of the night.
Like garden
gnomes. Like garden gnomes
for successful people.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are for budding podcasters. They help you come up with topics for episodes and questions to ask your the person you're interviewing, stuff like that. And they're like cool icebreakers for just general like conversation.
They're
conversation starters. For him, he'll bring them to the bar, drop them at people. Go, hey, you guys look like you need a little help.
You look like you're struggling.
Here you go. So each deck has a different theme, and there's 6 decks now.
Yeah,
lots of decks. So what we like to do is have our guest pick one of these decks, and then pick from one of those decks.
Okay.
So
you're going to get a random question. We don't know what it is.
We don't know what it is.
It could be anything. So
I'm down.
So your choice in decks they have the episode deck, which you shouldn't pick from. So don't.
I don't know why we still have that one as a thing.
Because you got to advertise all of them.
Okay.
We're paying the bills.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm sure they have a lot of white decks left over, so they got to get rid of them. So you got your interview deck 2. You got Would You Rather, What the Heck, and then brand new, they have fresh content, the How Dare You.
Yeah.
Ooh,
gotta say it like that.
Intense.
And then also they have the What the Fuck deck.
Fuck? Yeah.
So Kaylee, which one of those decks would you like to choose from?
I would say the last one, What the Fuck. That just stands out,
It does stand out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these. Jim, you can tell the people what they can do, in the meantime while they're waiting for this.
Yeah, so he's going to shuffle because I can't, which we've gone over ad nauseum at these shows. I just can't. Sorry, can't do it. I suck at it. But what I don't suck at is telling you that you can go to poddex.com right now, and you can find not only these decks, they sell them in packs of 3, they sell them individually, they sell some really cool like swag. They got shirts, and they got
Like this one.
like that one right there. And overall, they're just a very cool company. Like when you order from them, the owner like emails you, and you can go back and forth with them and stuff. They're very,
Travis
very
is
cool.
a really cool guy.
They have an app now, so they actually have it on your phone, so you don't have to carry the cards around with you. And if you make a little cart full of stuff that you want, add in the promo code BACON.
Because everything's better with bacon.
Always. You get 10% off your entire order. So go over to poddex.com, check everything out, and don't forget to use that promo code BACON. All
And
right.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to fan these out. Jim's going to run his finger across them, and you're going to tell us when to stop, and that's the question.
Yep,
You're
I'm
gonna
starting
tell us.
on my left, your right. If you're watching, it's your right, my left. Something like
Stop.
that. Stop right now. All right. Okay. Kaylee, from the What the Fuck deck on poddex.com, have you ever had anything waxed? And if so, what?
I have not. And I'm so
Alright.
glad I have not, because I know that scene from that one movie when he's like getting something waxed,
Virgin.
he's like,
40-year-old
Kelly
virgin?
Clarkson! That would just be in my head the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you guys?
I have not.
Oh.
Oh.
An old friend of mine, she thought it would be funny if they waxed my eyebrows.
Oh. That's
Mhm.
just mean. I thought you were going to say Brazilian, and I was
No. We weren't boyfriend and girlfriend. She
That's
was just like,
adventurous.
hey,
Friend.
You don't have to be boyfriend girlfriend to get a Brazilian.
oh.
Don't be weird, man.
But yeah, she was just like, I think I got to shape your eyebrows, and I was like, but what? Huh?
What?
And yeah,
How'd that go?
it sucked. It sucked. It
How
actually
much, how much brow did they remove?
it actually, so it was funny. It looked like my eyebrows were shaped, but they took a red marker and outlined those. So it was almost like a highlighter. Like, hey, look at my new shaped eyebrows, guys.
With red. So you look like David Bowie, circa
Yeah.
74.
Yeah, I did. But it was just the eyebrows.
Ziggy Wayman.
Yeah, Ziggy Wayman. It was just the eyebrows, and it was awful. It was every bit of what 40-year-old virgin was.
Oh,
Oh,
that's fantastic.
That's why I would never, chest and all
Right.
that stuff.
never
No.
again.
I'm
never.
not a particularly hairy person, so
Oh.
I don't have like 40-year-old virgin. He had like
Mhm.
Oh no, he had a sweater.
yeah.
A
I do not
permanent
have
sweater.
I do not have that, but yeah, I think I would just clip her. I would just manscape.
Yeah,
No
not a
need to-
sponsor.
No need to wax.
Not a
Sounds
sponsor.
too painful.
Yeah.
Sounds
Oh
too
no,
painful.
no, awful. It's awful.
I don't understand how the first like Kaylee, if someone came up to you and said, I have this great idea. We're going to make a business together, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to convince people that the best move is for us to heat up some wax, put it on a part of their body that has hair, and then we're going to violently rip out that hair.
It sounds like we're living in the Stone Age still. Like, why do we
yeah.
still?
We're going to go with the grain. We're not savages.
Of course.
But we are going to, with extreme force,
Yeah,
I'm going to have to hold down part of their body with my opposite hand so that I don't lift them with the
What
amount of force I'm using.
What I will say, I know it was just the eyebrows. If it wasn't with extreme force, that would suck probably more.
Right? Like,
But it's also probably the reason why I had red.
now,
Highlights.
Kaylee, you're ready to invest in my business plan?
It's a no for me, dog.
How does that start? How does that start?
It's gonna be a hard pass. Hard
Yeah.
pass.
Who did that first?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing shaving? This is way more
This
painful.
is... oh
Why
my
not just
God.
do that?
I don't know. It was savage though.
Yeah.
It's quite
Sounds terrible.
savage. I don't know.
So thank you, Poddex, for that question.
Now you know that I.
Now you know that out of the three of us, Mike is the one that has had something waxed.
At least
He's
I
the
didn't
most
get my
savage.
eyebrows threaded.
Yeah. I haven't gotten mine threaded either.
Mm-mm.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about you.
Yeah, no, my guitar player gets his eyebrows threaded.
Yeah, that's cute.
Oh.
He does, and he always looks really surprised.
Oh my god.
Hashtag status.
Yeah,
Oh,
permanent people's eyebrow.
Yeah, there you go.
So Kaylee, I always like to ask. I always like to ask people and try and find out. Like, a lot of times we have people that have been asked kind of the same questions over and over and over again. You've talked about your music, you've talked about your videos, you've let people know, and that's important. But what do you love to talk about that nobody talks to you about enough? What is it? What's your bacon? We say it all the time. Like,
My
what's your bacon? That's that thing that bacon makes everything better. Well, what's the thing in your life that just makes it better? Now, control is a thing for you, yes. So I imagine that that's part of your bacon. Music is definitely your bacon. Writing is your bacon. Butterflies,
parts of my bacon.
kind of a side part of bacon, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But what else do you love? Do you love scary movies? Do you love cooking? Do you love
Gaming?
Anime? Do you love are you a gamer? Are you
I'm not a gamer, but I do have an unusual Starbucks order that nobody seems to like, but I love it. Do you
Please
guys
tell
drink
us this.
matcha?
I do.
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
Matcha's
it's
like
that
a
green.
it's a
green
green
drink.
powdery.
It's so good, and it's.
yeah.
I'm so passionate about matcha because it has so many health benefits, and everyone's just turned away from it because it's green, but it's not. It's like naturally caffeinated, and it helps you. It improves your sleep.
It is a
and
little
it's
bitter
amazing.
sometimes. So matcha and honey, I think, is a good way to go.
Ooh.
Okay.
I've also mixed it into peppermint tea, which is pretty awesome.
I haven't tried that, but yeah,
I've
I'm a
never
big tea person.
Heard of matcha?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I'm a big tea person as well. Also singer.
Yeah,
like
throat coat.
you got throat coat.
Yeah,
is
true.
My
awesome.
jam.
But peppermint tea is great. Green tea actually dehydrates you, which is unfortunate. 'cause
Really?
it's delicious. Yeah. Unfortunately, it does.
Dang.
So I have students, vocal students, that they'll tell me like, oh, I hydrate in the wintertime, because in the wintertime, we all know, like, if you're trying to hydrate, it's you forget to drink water because it's cold out. So you don't want to drink water. So you drink coffee, you drink hot chocolate, things that are not great for singers. But
What do you mean? Hot chocolate's great for that phlegm
for
buildup.
that phlegm,
phlegm
yeah. Get that nice milky coating.
Yeah,
You know, to
exactly.
sing something.
It's a
But, yeah.
protectant.
It
Yeah.
does help me a little bit because
Green tea does it's dehydrating, and it's not so bad because like it's still in a bunch of water, which
Right.
is hydrating. So but it'll dry you out more immediately.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
That's unfortunate.
Peppermint tea is fantastic.
I've
though.
never had matcha.
Yeah, you should.
I don't go to Starbucks that often.
Okay.
My wife has turned me into like a complete coffee snob.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
So
What's your
yeah.
favorite coffee order?
We make it at home. We don't do any Keurig.
Mhm.
Keurig is swill.
Are you a over pourer?
No. We do a regular drip,
Okay.
but we order from a place, not a sponsor, New York Coffee Company.
Okay.
They are based here in Long Island. And every Tuesday when you place your order, Java Josh, shout out to Java Josh.
Java
He
Josh.
probably doesn't listen, but
You're really
Shout out
selling
Josh.
this.
he'll drop it off. He'll drop it off the house.
Nice.
Oh,
And we get all sorts of wacky flavors.
You
Like
got a personal Josh
yeah.
dropping
It's
off
got a Java
coffee.
Josh.
Yeah, Java Josh. Super cool.
That's
Yeah,
great.
Double J.
sometimes the
Yeah.
sometimes the coffee bags smell a little bit, questionable,
Weedy.
a little weedy. But it's okay.
I just thought Java Josh is probably smoking weed in the car.
Yeah, it's a van. It's a van.
Yeah.
It's a big
Of course
white
it
van.
is. Of course it is.
Um,
Not
but
a strict
yeah.
white van. Get in the van.
but yeah, their coffees are awesome. They have all sorts of different crazy flavors, like toasted almond chocolate coffee.
Okay.
And it's delicious.
Nice.
I drink coffee black. So if you drink
you
Starbucks,
you are a
you're
psycho.
drinking burnt coffee.
You're a psycho. That's a yeah.
I can't get behind black coffee.
He's insane. He's insane. That's you know what that explains the waxing.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You just
so
you
black
like
coffee was your Joker origin
you like
story.
unfortunate feelings.
No. See, that was before I drank black coffee. I
That
used
got
to
you ready. It primed you.
light
for
and
black
sweet
coffee.
back then, but then I worked my way into.
So what's your matcha order?
Yeah, what is that? It's just
I mean nobody really orders matcha, so I feel like I just get it iced, but
Okay.
I haven't tried it hot. But I like hot tea. I used to drink hot tea every night before I went to bed, but I've never
Nice.
been a big coffee drinker.
I do a cold brew. I'm a cold brew drinker. I prefer cold drinks to hot drinks, except tea.
yeah.
You know, I'm more of a cold beverage person. A friend of mine went to Japan and brought me back matcha from Japan, and I had like this little canister, and it was like this thick powder, and you'd put it in and stir it up and stuff, and it was like super strong. It was craziness. Like you'd take a sip and you'd be like, okay. Like it got you ready. Like your eyes went bloodshot all of a sudden. And you were like, oh, Masha! You like your face turned into an anime scream. You had the big square mouth.
Tears.
The other thing I can't get behind with Starbucks is they're so goddamn expensive.
They are.
So is a matcha like you just said it comes from Japan? Is it
Not
matcha
all.
like $7?
Not all of it. I just happened to. A friend brought me some really strong matcha from Japan.
Oh, it sounds like a Japanese thing.
Yeah,
Kind of does.
yeah.
See, how much is a matcha at
I think
a
it's
Starbucks?
It's like $4.95 or something.
And it's like a
Yeah,
shot.
and it's like
For a venti,
what?
I get a
For a
venti.
venti, right?
What's a venti?
Venti
large?
is 20.
20. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 20 ounces.
Espanol.
I don't think
Vente.
it's in Spanish.
I don't
I
think
thought
so.
it was in Italian.
Vente. 14. Yeah, no. Maybe it's in both.
French?
Could be in both. I thought it was in Italian.
No. Well,
Like
it's,
fragile?
It's fragile. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Italian. Yeah, but a lot of similarities between Spanish.
Sorry,
and English.
Kaylee, this happens.
Spanish.
I love it.
Italian.
Italian.
Yeah, Italian.
I took French in school, but I could not tell you any phrase in French.
How many years of French did you take to know nothing?
2 years. It took me 2 years to know.
I took 3 years of German to also know nothing.
I think I did. I think I did
amazing.
3 years of Spanish,
3 years of Spanish?
and I learned nothing. But then I worked in a place that had a lot of Spanish-speaking clientele,
Right.
and coworkers and stuff. Learned everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
nice.
I work
It's
at a
just like-
Mexican restaurant right now, and it's like I'm just like soaking up every phrase they say.
Being immersed is so much easier to
Yes.
like comprehend that. Now, do you feel dumb speaking Spanish? Because
Yes.
I
I
find,
feel like I'm being judged. but-
yeah,
Yeah.
It's just because I don't have the accent. It just sounds like a white girl still.
yeah,
I also sound like a white girl speaking German, but I feel the same way. I feel like I'm insulting the person I'm talking to.
Yeah.
right. I feel bad. Like I understand, and it's funny too because I've been out of that particular position for a little while, and I'll go back and there'll be Spanish speaking clientele, and I speak to them and stuff like that, and I'm like, I can understand it, so
Right.
I'll go all day long, and they're like, wow, you understood all that, and it's like, yeah, why don't you speak it? Because I sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
They're gonna think I'm an idiot. I mean, I know I'm an idiot, but
If you
they
want
don't
me to
need
speak
know that in
Spanish, you ask me yes or no questions,
Yeah, there you go.
and I can answer the yes ones.
See,
That's the only one. For no, I'll shake my head.
yeah, there you
Yeah.
See or
No.
Mm-mm.
It's universal. It's great.
I get the thumbs down.
You can always
That's a
do
good
that.
one.
Yeah. So you work at a Mexican restaurant, huh?
hmm
What is
I-
the
Oh.
dish? What is the dish? Like
The dish.
The dish.
Mm. I honestly love quesadillas, and that's so plain. But I like tamales are good. If you guys have had
Tamales are
tamales
excellent.
before, enchiladas.
You know what's my
Oh, I love all Mexican food.
I never
love all-
started to like Mexican until
food.
I worked there, but now I crave it like every day.
even like coming from Texas, like doesn't
Yeah,
Texas
well,
have like a lot of
it's Tex-Mex is
It definitely
huge.
does. Yeah,
But I guess I was never into like spicy stuff, but now I just know that like
that's right.
not every Mexican restaurant has spicy stuff. So
Yeah.
now I know what to order.
Yeah. Do you ever get mole?
Guacamole?
No, just mole.
Not like a mole sauce, like that chocolate
Mole
chili
sauce,
sauce.
yeah.
No, I've never had that.
Oh, so delicious.
See if it's on the menu, and if it's not, tell them to put it on the menu, and then order it. It is
Have you-
delicious.
Have y'all had
It's-
horchata?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
hell yeah!
Absolutely.
There's actually a coffee place local to here that has a horchata coffee.
Wow, okay.
Ooh.
That is incredible, absolutely
I bet.
incredible.
I'm a fan of horchata.
Yeah, I actually had a really good horchata and breakfast burrito out in Colorado,
Nice.
in Denver.
I can see good breakfast burritos in Colorado. That's a Colorado food.
Yeah,
It's like something you
Yeah.
can like walk around eating.
yeah.
In
They don't stop.
Colorado.
No,
They do
actually,
not
no, you
stop
cannot.
walking.
No, you can't.
They just hike. That's it.
No,
They
you
just
can't.
like-
You can't eat a proper breakfast burrito. You cannot eat that
Really?
walking. No, because it's
Oh.
got sauce and stuff all over it.
Oh, my bad. All right.
Anything like good Mexican or anything like that.
It's messy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
messy.
Like Taco Bell is, it's delicious, but it's not
Right.
Mexican.
No, that's
It's not Mexican unless it's just drenched
Taco
in
Bell's
other
drunk
stuff.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Taco Bell is drunk
it
food.
just has to be
That's-
drenched in
that's it.
stuff. It's delicious.
Do you have a favorite taco order? Are you a
I
taco
love
person?
brisket tacos.
Oh,
Oh,
see?
is there a
See?
unanimous brisket taco
Brisket tacos
lover?
are
Brisket
badass.
tacos.
Yeah.
Pretty excellent.
Yeah, I like brisket tacos, for sure. I also like Asian fusion kind of things thrown in there.
Mhm.
Have you ever had like anything like that? There's a place here.
Well, there's
Uh,
Core Life here that they make
I don't know that place.
tacos, and some of them will have like pickled ginger in them and
Yeah.
Ah.
things like that. Or I'll do like pickled jalapenos and things, which I like. Kelly wouldn't like that because this is a little spicy,
No.
but not too bad.
Not
Not too
me.
bad. Are you a sushi person?
Yeah. Well, I don't like sushi, but I like Philadelphia rolls and dumplings but no like raw
Dumpling
sushi.
isn't sushi.
What?
Come on.
It's in
Boo.
sushi places,
I
Sure,
guess.
yeah, so is tea.
but not.
It doesn't,
I
doesn't
guess
make
I'm
it
not
sushi.
a real sushi person.
It's got to be cooked.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Understood. Understood.
So the answer is no.
Do-
I'm not
So
a
the
sushi
answer is
person.
no. Why
okay.
are you guys big
I love
sushi
sushi.
lovers?
Yeah.
What do
I
you
love
guys
sushi.
get?
I
Like,
had it
what should I
yesterday.
get if I want to be a
Um,
real sushi lover?
Well, if you're gonna start out, I would start out with more of the simple flavors, something like tuna rolls, salmon rolls, things like that. Things that aren't like super fishy, but they're good, and they're not a spicy tuna because
Yeah.
sometimes they put a little bit too much in there, and like for me that's great.
I
For you, it's gonna
find,
turn you off.
especially if you're like just dipping your toes into sushi,
California
I find,
rolls.
I find that as far as a raw fish is concerned,
Yeah.
I feel like tuna is the way to start
Yeah, I think
because
so
of the
too.
consistency. Because otherwise, I like salmon can get a little bit soft and mushy.
Yeah, tuna bites
It's
like
a little bit firmer. It's like a meat.
meat does.
It's like
You
eating
know,
a cold piece of steak.
Right.
Oh.
But that's not chewy like steak is.
No, it's not chewy. Like, well, what kind of
And it
steak are
doesn't-
you eating?
And it doesn't taste like that either.
What steak are you slumming it with?
Dude, tuna and steak do not chew the same way.
No, they don't. It slices a bit different. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
But no, you're right though. I would start with
Start with tuna.
like tuna. That would be the one to
Because the
Okay.
That's the dip
consistency
your
is less
toe in.
weird.
and that's still the one like it's kind of like the equivalent of like when we talked about the pizza question earlier where you were like, hey, I like a plain cheese slice. And like I'm like that too, where we've talked about it before. Like if you go to a pizza place, if they don't make a good cheese slice, they don't make a good anything. You know, like
Yeah.
you can't you
Yeah.
can paint a trash can gold and it's still trash. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Good
doesn't
metaphor.
matter. But like sushi, like a tuna roll is kind of like a cheese pizza. It's the way to kind of like
Yeah.
get yourself into it. and
Okay.
taste it and be like, all right, is this good? Is it my thing? I don't know if it's my thing.
The other thing too about a tuna, like a standard tuna roll, is it has the seaweed on the outside. So if you're like a sensory person where you're just like weird, that might bother you.
Yeah. Are you a texture eater?
I'm a texture eater, but I'm not. I like to eat for the texture. I don't
Right.
think it would stray me if it had
Okay.
a different texture. You know.
Okay. All right. So since we're on the topic of food, what is the food? What is
Yeah, what's your
Kaylee's
craving?
Kaylee's cuisine?
Kaylee's cuisine with a K. I would eat.
Yeah.
I would eat fried chicken all day long. I would
Oh.
also eat pasta all day long. I would eat bread. I love carbs.
Yeah,
And I would
yeah,
eat like
they're-
pizza, like we talked about. Oof. I could eat like a large pizza in one sitting. Just
That's awesome.
give it
I
to me.
have several
Yeah,
times.
I can't do that anymore. But
Well, that's because you have kids and they steal food.
yeah, good point. Good point. They do.
I can because
I can eat a whole box of cheese that's on my own.
Yeah, my
Oh.
girlfriend has a gluten sensitivity, so I can eat a whole pizza in one sitting.
Yep. More for you.
Oh, I brought this home and you can't have any. Sorry.
So sad.
I'm sorry.
The tiny violet.
Here's your cauliflower crust.
Here's your. Although cauliflower crust pizza, if it's done well,
It's good.
It's definitely
it's,
good.
It's pretty sweet.
So fried chicken was the first, which oh man, fried chicken is so good.
Do you guys
Um,
have you guys had Cane's? Raising Cane's?
I have not.
It's like a southern chain. It's good.
Nice.
It's good. Have you guys had Zaxby's?
I have.
I've had Zaxby's.
Yeah.
I
That's
was
pretty
not
good.
impressed.
Really?
Really?
I like
I
the
was
sauce.
not impressed. I actually like Bojangles because I like spicy.
Yeah.
So I know
I
their
haven't had
breading
it.
has a little bit of like little zing in it. But yeah, I like Bojangles.
I was talking to my drummer the other night, and he was talking about like places having real chicken and not having real chicken. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Are you talking about like McNuggets?" And he was like, "No, like I like Popeyes over KFC because it's real chicken." And I was like, "So I just want to categorically just say that there is some fake news out there, and that news is that KFC changed their name from Kentucky Fried Chicken because they don't serve chicken." I've heard that. Have you heard this?
What?
It comes in a bucket on the bone. It's chicken. Stop being stupid, people. Stop being stupid. And it's not good chicken anyway. So
And also, this is why we don't let drummers speak.
this is yes. For future notes, Kaylee.
Yeah,
when you get a drummer,
get a drummer,
just shut him right down. Shut him right down.
get a muzzle, get a muzzle.
Anytime there's an interview, you'd be like, done. After you say your name, you are now finished.
it.
You clock
Just
out.
make sure you're standing straight so the drool comes out both sides evenly. And you'll be fine.
Don't fall asleep on your back. We don't want to lose you.
We don't want to lose you.
Yeah.
There's been false chicken facts.
Yeah, false chicken facts out there. It's unfortunate.
That's weird. That's weird. Fake
It
news.
is weird, right? But yeah, fried chicken is huge. We have a place near us that's called Pig on a Wing. It's like a barbecue place, and you can order fried chicken a la carte. So you can just go there and be like, I would like a leg, a wing, and a breast. That's it. Or I just want one chicken thigh. Fried up, give it to me, and you got it, and it's delicious.
That's a concept.
So good.
You've
And
talked to me about that.
They'll
A few
DoorDash you
times.
one piece of chicken.
That's so funny.
You'll pay $8 in
Yeah,
fees,
yeah.
and you'll still have to tip $5.
And you know what? I'll tip 10 because I'll be like, I just needed fried chicken right now. I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had to DoorDash myself. We went on vacation as a family, but I was sick, so I drove up to Hershey or out to Hershey. Got there and said, "Guys, you have fun. I'm going to stay home." Man, a sandwich was $30,
Oh,
It's a lot for a sandwich.
that is a lot.
and it wasn't that good.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
Nothing worse than like spending more than you thought you would spend on food, and then that food is not good.
but it was like the cheapest thing you
Yeah.
can get, and DoorDash, and they didn't have a restaurant.
Kaylee, what's your perfect sandwich? We're just all food now. We're just
Yeah.
all, it's all food now.
It's making me hungry. I like. Do you guys go to Jimmy John's?
Yeah, I like Jimmy John's.
I like Jimmy John's. I get like the BLT.
Nice.
Okay.
But yeah, bacon. I like bacon on my sandwiches.
Yeah, gotta have it.
I've become a Jersey Mike's guy.
Oh,
Jersey Mike's is good too.
Yeah. I like the toasted subs. There's this one place by me, and it's called like Chiba Hut toasted subs, and like the whole inside is like marijuana themed, like toasted subs, and it's like super funny. They have like
every sandwich has a cartoon with red eyes.
They have like a cat mural, and he's like high on the wall. It's so funny.
That's amazing.
That's great.
I'd like to go there. Let's go.
Now, okay. I grew up in the Midwest, so our toasted sandwiches were called grinders. Do you guys ever hear of grinders?
I've heard of grinders. People around here, they scoff at you when I've heard like the phrase grinder. They're like, what is that?
Right.
Because we have like the traditional delicatessens around by us. Which are great for the most part.
Yeah. But the same people that scoff at me for saying grinder are the people that remove the A from mozzarella. So they're dumb anyway.
Mozzarella.
It's mozzarella.
And a gabagool.
There's no U and there's an A at the end. Real Italians don't remove vowels from anything.
If anything,
they add vowels. They add everything.
Oh man, I feel like I could talk about food like all day.
Yeah,
but
definitely good too.
I do know that Kaylee, you've had a long day of shooting photos,
yes,
and all that stuff. So what I would like to do is to have you tell our listeners, our consumers, if you will, because they might be watching. You never know where they can find you, your music, all of the things.
Well, you can find me on Spotify. Search K4YLEE, just like how it's spelled right here, K4YLEE. My Instagram is K4YLEE Music. My TikTok is K4YLEE Music. I'm super active. And on my YouTube, it's K4YLEE Music. So come be friends with me.
That's awesome that you were able to get K4YLEE Music for everything.
For everything.
Because we interview people all the time that go, all right, guys, tell us where you can find the stuff.
Underscore dot.
Well,
this one's my band name Music. This one is real my band name Music. This one is
or underscore.
Yep.
Yeah. So everybody make sure you listen to her new single. It's out now.
Yes,
Faded Memories
out now.
Check her out. She's fucking awesome. And also, like, if you see like a little butterfly and pretty writing, you're not going to hear Jewel.
Right.
Don't
let that sway you. You're going to hear some
book by its cover.
Yeah, you're going to hear a badass song.
And you know what? If you listen to her and you go find her and you stay in touch with her, she gets back to everybody. She's very active on her social media. So find pictures of butterflies and flood her Twitter and TikTok with them.
Yeah, like
send them to her hashtag What's Your Bacon and send her butterflies.
Yeah.
And
let her know Bacon sent you.
Bacon sent you.
And definitely let her know how you feel about her songs and about her music and check them all out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
With that said, Jim, what should everybody always ask themselves?
Oh yeah, never forget to ask yourself every day, what's your bacon?
So yeah, that was a cool interview.
Yeah,
that was very cool.
Yeah, I honestly, when we were going into the interview, I wasn't sure how it was going to go just because I couldn't find that much stuff about her.
Yeah.
I found one interview that I listened to and she seemed very cool and she seemed very like open and talkative and stuff, but you never know.
Yeah.
And so it was like, all right, so hopefully she's talkative and she's fun and we can kind of like veer off into other topics and stuff. And she was awesome. She was super fun.
She went with it.
Great.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So make sure you check her stuff out. It's really cool. She's young, up and coming.
Yeah.
She's got the fire still.
Yeah. Recently turned 20.
Yeah. We're so old.
So you speak for yourself, man. Yeah. Time is a construct.
Yeah.
We talk about it.
Closer to death.
You heard me talk about it. 2-year-olds.
So morbid.
Closer to death than a 1-year-old.
Yeah, good point.
Right? So it doesn't matter.
Good point. So Jimsy.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
You can find me, as always, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Jimmy G Shoes. And you can find my band Craving Strange at cravingstrange.net. And from there are links to literally everywhere that we are. Check out our new single, Say It All. And we've got new music coming up soon in the next couple of months. So look out for some posts about that and some stuff about that. How about you, buddy?
For me personally, you can check me out at my own self, Mike, on all the Instagram, Twitters, Facebooks. And my band, Something Heavy, can be found at Something Heavy Music across the board.
Yeah.
Listen to our new single, Surface. Get ready. In a couple of weeks, we have a new single coming out, Shell. So
I've heard it. It's awesome.
Thanks. And yeah, also,
there's a
we
new
do music.
Bacon Is My Passion single.
It's coming
out.
It's coming.
Very excited.
Yeah.
Very excited.
This is the first time we're talking about it.
Yeah. So if you've been following the show, you know that Mike and I also, despite the fact that we're in bands individually and we do the podcast and we do everything else that we do in our lives, we write music together as well.
Together. As a conglomerate.
As a corporation of songitude.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Sure. And we got a new one that's coming out that we've been working on, and I'm super excited about it. And so definitely keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, again, not trying to just continue to hawk shit, but like the Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Head over there. We actually have some behind the scenes stuff, us working on it and whatnot. So
if you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you're interested in the behind the scenes, if you're interested in like songwriting process, or we also do live streams, we do cooking shows, we do tasting shows where we like try and hurt each other
every once in a while. I'll hop on and I'll like start writing something. And
I recently threw up some lyrics to some Mandarin lyrics to Complicated. Stuff like that. We throw stuff up there all the time, and we're very engaged with our peeps over on the Patreon.
Shout out to the BIMP squad.
Absolutely. If you want to support the show and you're not really a Patreon type person, check out baconismypodcast.com. You can grab yourself a t-shirt or a hat or some swag, something like that. You can send us a picture. Tweet a picture of you wearing some stuff with hashtag what's your bacon and hashtag bacon is my pod or bacon is my podcast. And we will retweet it. We will post it. We'll maybe put it up on our site too. So definitely check that out as well. And on the site, you can find all our sponsors and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, I think so
we it's pretty like a full solid week.
Yeah.
Nice. So with that said,
enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget at least once today, ask yourself,
and twice tomorrow. What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
You love your weekly dose of bacon as my podcast, but you need even more bacon. Well, just go over to baconismypodcast.com. You can engage even more with us over there. It's a pathway to our music, extra content, our social media pages. Most importantly, grab yourself some pretty sweet swag and put it all over your body parts. Again, that's baconismypodcast.com. Listen to some tunes, pick up some merch, and tell us, what's your bacon?